open up an old laptop and install the Codex CLI. You don't need the app for this. We're going to install the Hermes backend on this old laptop. This laptop is 14 years old. It's a 2012, May 2012 release. I got it used in 2016. Sign into Codex. It's good to have Codex or Claude installed. You put in this device code. After you log in, now we're going to install Hermes CLI. We're going to install the Hermes CLI windows. You can use the PowerShell command. So it took a few minutes, but now Hermes is installed. We're going to do the blank slate setup, number 3. We connect to we're going to use that Codex or OpenAI that we just installed before this. So we're going to select 8. It's going to be the OpenAI Codex, which is 1. It says they already found the Codex credentials. Hermes will create its own session. Do you just want to import these credentials? Yes. And we're going to use not Sol, but Terra, which is the medium one. And keep it local. And we're just going to end this here. Say start with everything disabled, finish 1. Type in Codex. So Codex is great for a couple things. In this case, we're going to use it to set up Hermes to serve a desktop instance on a remote machine, as well as the messaging gateway. So basically, we want Hermes to set up a process that launches whenever Windows starts, and whenever it reboots or whatever, this process should start along with it. So it came back with a couple questions. It tells me first where the remote machine is, and Tailscale would be the best way to do that. So let's do that. Let's install Tailscale. We're just going to hit download Tailscale for Windows, and then hit install. All right, so we installed Tailscale. And it's now showing up as one of the devices on my Tailscale network, which is great. Going back to this, I'm going to say for 1, yes, this is the host. Another machine is going to connect to this machine over Tailscale. This machine is the backend. And 2, let's wait on the messaging gateway. I'm going to show you how to do that from the desktop app. So it had me answer a few questions along the way. Now it's asking, hey, do you want me to start Hermes as a Windows scheduled task so the remote backend comes back online after login? This is important, and you want to hit yes on this. You also want to add in a rule to allow Tailscale to work through the firewall, if there is one. All right, so installed it, and the remote URL gives me a nice URL. It created a username password, which we're going to need when we do it when we set this up on the Hermes Desktop app. And it has set it up as a Windows task, and we have not created the gateway yet. I'm going to do a quick check to see that Hermes is running. So it's running. Now we're going to switch over to our main laptop. We can shut the lid or whatever you want to do. So this can keep running in the background in your closet, wherever. So back on your main laptop, you want to go to hermes-agent.newresearch.com. All right, we're going to go through the install for Hermes. It's more visual than the CLI. You don't need the whole package for the backend for your old setting it up on the old laptop. Usually it's an older machine or a VPS, and you don't need everything. For the front, if what you're using though on a day-to-day basis, it's super nice to have the desktop app that you can run cron jobs on, see all your conversations, set up new skills, all the goodies. So we'll just go through this install process. So while this is installing, I wanted to go over that this also needs to be on your Tailscale network. So right now, this machine, the machine that we just set up, and a few other machines, they're all on my Tailscale network. For this laptop to connect to the back end, both of them need to be on the same Tailscale network. So there was an error. Sometimes there are. I hit show details here, so it's showing me whatever it's doing as it goes. If it hits an error, I can always copy paste this into Claude or Codex and see what that error, what the resolution could be for that error. So I'm trying it again. So it failed for some reason. I'm just going to open up the logs folder and open this up. So I just opened up Google in AI mode, and I'm just troubleshooting what's happening. All right, so I had to update my node and my NPM, but was able to get Hermes to install. So we're going to launch the Hermes Desktop app. And this is where we're going to connect it to the remote gateway, the old laptop that we set up. All right, so we got other providers. I'm going to choose a provider later. Here it has a bunch of providers that you can hook it up to. I'm going to go into settings, go into gateway, and we're going to choose remote gateway. So from your old laptop, it gave you a Tailscale IP address. In this case, I'm going to put mine in. And it has a port number at the end. All right, so you put in the correct. So there's no S in the HTTP, and you put in the IP address of your Tailscale machine on your backend and this port number, which is 9999119, and then the sign in button appears. So this is what it set a username and password on your old laptop on your backend, and you're just gonna put that in. Now it's signed in. It's connected. It's gonna restart the gateway. And now you should be able to check if it works. There it is. So now you're actually chatting with the backend, your old machine, which is right here. And now it doesn't matter which laptop you use, where you are, you can always install a desktop, the Hermes Desktop app, and connect it to your backend, which is always going to be on. You're going to leave it on, you put it in a closet, whatever it is, and you're going to make sure that it doesn't fall asleep. You can set that up in the battery settings. There you have it. Now the next one, we're going to go over how to set up your Telegram or your iMessage or your Discord, whatever you want to set this up with. I actually like the Hermes Desktop app. You can do a lot with it, and I'll show that in another video.